Welcome back to Silverstone, race 2 of the weekend coming up for the Radical Challenge Championship. This, the sprint race, the single driver race with Jérôme de Sadelier lining up on pole position. It's a standing start this time. He's got Dominic Jackson for company. Mark Richards on row 2 with Chris Preen alongside. Then it's Jack Constable alongside Joe Stables. Elliot Goodman, John McLeod, Martin Verity and Jason Rishover round out the top 10 on the grid. Further back, there are the likes of Spencer Bourne and Marcus Clutton with a lot of work to do. Quick drivers both. Behind them, you've got the likes of the experienced Brian Murphy and also the father and son team of Chris and Dan Headlam. And for the purposes of this race, Dan is going to do the driving. So the grid is just about formed. We are ready for what is going to be 20 minutes of racing. Pole position is Jérôme de Sadelier. The drivers now look towards the lighting gantry and we are set to go racing. The lights are red, the lights go out, it is blast off. Who makes the best start? Dominic Jackson is on the inside line and straight away he has the advantage and he dives into Copse Corner ahead of Jack Constable and then up into third place Chris Preen. So a duff start by Jérôme de Sadelier. He drops back as the cars make the run up towards Beckett's now for the first time. Turning their way into the Beckett's S's then. Dominic Jackson leads the way. Now in this race there's no pit stop and very, very wide there. Somebody kicking up the gravel. Was that de Sadelier? It was. He's all offline. And Jérôme de Sadelier losing more ground, more places, more time as the cars hit hanger straight for the first time. Brian Murphy's red car goes through. There is the leader. The black car, that in the hands of Dominic Jackson, but he's got Jack Constable right up behind him. And there is, if you like, the second wave of cars as one as they dive down towards Stowe with Jérôme de Sadelier in the middle of all of that. So he's lost a whole heap of ground on the first lap of the race. Jackson has the advantage at the end of Vale. Top 3 getting away and 3 side by side. That's never going to work. Surely there is contact. Around goes Jason Rishover. John Caldwell's involved. So is John McLeod. Elliot Goodman is delayed in all of that as well. Everybody going for the same bit of real estate at the end of Vale, and it did not work. Race leaders diving their way up towards Village then for the first time, and Dominic Jackson now doing his level best to try to get away from Jack Constable, who actually is staying with him. There is the delayed Jérôme de Sadelier crawling all over the back of John McRae, goes to the outside line up at the loop into Aintree now. And behind there's another good fight going on as there Marcus Clutton dives through, look, on the inside of Brian Caldwell, picks up the place. Clutton making progress, but there Dominic Jackson, he's having to make that car very wide indeed. Crawling all over the back of him, look, is Jack Constable, who goes wide into Luffield and tight out, and that's going to put him on the inside line here, coming towards Woodcote. Jack Constable up on the inside line. Jackson has just got his nose in front, but he's on the longer line on the outside. Through they come, over the timing line, absolutely side by side, those two. And Jack Constable goes through on the inside line. Constable at Copse goes through, takes the advantage. Jackson drops to second. Towards Beckett's they come. Now can Dominic Jackson here, a more experienced racer, fight back? Jack Constable, new to Radicals, having raced in the Ginetta GT4 Super Cup, on the limit there. Look as the car slides, squirms underneath him. Couple of replays here. The first explains why we had that coming together at the end of Vale. 3 into 1 did not go, and actually Jason Rishover, who was ahead, was the one that came a cropper because he was hit from behind and got turned around really by John Caldwell. Car riding over the front of John McLeod's entry, and this was how the lead changed. So Constable looked down towards Brooklands, sits behind Jackson, goes slightly wider into Luffield, but then ducks across on the inside into the corner itself, positions himself on the inside line coming out of Luffield into Woodcote, and the road comes to him. He gets the job done, heading down into Copse Corner. Good move that by Jack Constable. Started it effectively 3 corners back, and now that he's hit the front, he's getting away just slightly. Game on behind, look, whoops, almost are coming together as Chris Preen and Joe Stables run as one. Preen hanging onto the place, but only just. Stables right there now alongside him as they head into the left at Aintree, onto Wellington Straight, and he's done it. Joe Stables up from 6th on the grid goes by. In all of this, Jérôme de Sadelier is struggling to make progress. The leaders drop down towards Brooklands. Now where is de Sadelier? He's running 5th, and he's closing a little onto this battle pack ahead of him, but can he yet get himself onto the podium? Let's see. Race leaders turning their way once more up towards the timing line. So there is de Sadelier on the back of Preen, who's lost out to Stables. Through they come. So Joe Stables ahead and getting away. Now look, de Sadelier shadowing Chris Preen, has a look on the inside line, can't quite do it there, but not for the want of trying. Chris Preen, who splits his time between a sports car business and a property rental company, ex-Carter, and has raced in radicals in the past, but he's largely been successful in the 750 Motor Club Bike Sports Championship, and he loses out there. De Sadelier dive bombs him coming out of the Beckett's S's. Through he goes. Jerome de Sadelier picks up the place. Through he goes, as up front, still looking strong, is Jack Constable. He's getting clear of the opposition. Down they come now towards Stowe. De Sadelier, having gained the place from Preen, he's in danger of losing it back again, and Marcus Klassen is right there, ready to pick up the pieces. De Sadelier hanging onto the position, so that gives him fourth. There's the next target, Joe Stables. Look as they come down towards the end of Vale, but Klassen is now the man giving a really tough time to Chris Preen. Out of club they turn, past the wing, and now down towards that right flick going into Abbey. Towards the right at Village. Clutton goes to the outside line, breaks late. Can he go round the outside? Yes, he can. Gets the job done even before the loop. Great move. Marcus Clutton goes by, picks up the place. And now the next target for him is Jerome de Sadelier. De Sadelier is still trying to close on Joe Stables as the field accelerates once more down towards the left-hander of Brooklands. There is Stables going through. So de Sadelier ahead of Clutton. And then Chris Preen, having lost a couple of spots, is in danger of losing another, because it looks as though Brian Cordwell is the man doing the chasing now. Yes, he is. He's bringing that gap down. Race leaders make their way once more over the timing line. Clock ticks on down. It's going to be 10 laps, I reckon, in this 20-minute race. Fastest lap done by Marcus Klassen, and he's looking so strong. There is 55 going through. Dan Headlam. That car started last on the grid, but it actually has made pretty decent progress. It's working its way up the order a little stronger now. So, number 2, Chris Preen through, and a big lose behind him. Around goes John McRae. John McRae spins. No damage, gets it back on track, but it's a costly spin that, because that has cost him a whole heap of ground. Oh dear, John McRae back in action, down towards Cops Corner there, look, 33. Amir Fezolin, the Russian driver, learning about Silverstone, learning about many of the drivers around him, but Fezolin goes through. Experienced in the car because of the Middle East Championship, and these cars ideal for the AM as much as the pro driver. 1500cc engines, 225 brake horsepower, top speed of 147 miles an hour, 0 to 60 in 3.1 seconds. They're real pocket rockets. So there is the race leader. That is Jack Constable. He was a winner at Alton Park, and it looks like he's going to be a winner here as well, making his run through Woodcote Corner up towards the checkered flag. Jack Constable wins race 2 here at Silverstone. Second across the line is Dominic Jackson, and it's going to be Joe Stables set for 3rd position as they come through, with Marcus Clutton 4th, and then Jerome de Sadelier next in the queue. That's Martin Verity. He's in 11th place as he drops down towards Brooklands. They're still pouring over the line. Chris Preen taking 6th place. John McRae 9th, I think he's going to do after his spin. And Martin Verity is set for 11th. 24 going through there is Peter Brooks. And Marcus Klassen 4th, the man that did the best lap of the race. So race 2 at Silverstone, taken by Jack Constable, with Dominic Jackson 2nd and Joe Stables 3rd. Marcus Klatten 4th, ahead of a somewhat subdued Jerome de Sadelier. Chris Preen 6th from Brian Cordwell, Rod Goodman, John McRae after his spin, and John Harrison. Martin Verity 11th with Mark Crader 12th, Spencer Bourne up to 13th, then it's Peter Brooks and Mark Richards. Another frustrating race for Mark, having qualified well but just not being able to stay with the leaders, so drama for him once more. There's one more race though still to come here at Silverstone, and that's going to take us back to the endurance format. That's coming up. A great win though for Jack Constable.
What an incredible race. Yeah, something not quite right with the car in the first one, so I knew we had a little bit more pace to come. We did an engine swap over the brake there and come back, and the car was just unbelievable. Couldn't have hoped for a better car.
Yeah, I had a bit of a rough start, but managed to get my places back, and I was trying to catch them. I was getting there, but towards the end they just had the pace and just pulled away.
Marcus Clutton was coming at you, but you weren't going to let that podium go, were you?
Yeah, no, I was expecting that. Luckily it ended before he could get to me.
Daniel, congratulations. A great victory. You're enjoying the top step this weekend?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, couldn't have had a worse start, I think, possible. So had to kind of come through a little bit and then just treat it a bit more like a qualifying session, just trying to work on the lap times and close the gap as much as possible.
Which has got to make it good fun as well.
Yeah. I mean, passing people and getting a race on is always fun, but yeah, would prefer not to have to do it from there.